And this is something that I was asked, like how we can make sure that, like not everything is scary, right? Obviously, if there is a problem, there is a solution. And this is the technical problem. So technical solutions are actually much more easier, right? So this is emphasizing what I had discussed earlier about the identity first. So I would say that implement MFA wherever possible. Do not have shared accounts. Do not have like one common account to save a subscription so multiple people are logging in. Make sure that your password policy for your vendors is aligned with your internal password policy that you have. Now, this is something overlooked. So, for example, I have an AWS subscription and I'm using a password. I'm not changing it for what, like 6 months or a year. But guess what? My internal policy, everything else, I'm changing the password, right? Try to implement single sign-on wherever applicable. This way, you have good coverage, good governance, and make sure even with single sign-on, there is MFA enabled. So if your single sign-on gets compromised, it's not that easy, but let's say it does happen, it does get compromised, there is additional layer of protection, right? So you go with that. So that's basically on the identity, and to chime in what Camila was asking earlier, I would say that please make sure that you are aware of how many agentic AI identities or AI or non-human identities your company has. Like lots of people are spinning up AI agents, and they might leave them running, on the back end, on the Copilot or elsewhere. Please ensure that that's company property and you all are aware of how many unique identities are out there. The next one is patching. It's very like legacy, older, traditional, but it is very, very, very effective, and especially for internet-facing applications. Internet-facing application could be your firewalls. Primary target would be your VPN. Even on AWS and Azure, make sure that you are only allowing the traffic that is intended. You have good egress policies, ingress policies, things like that. There are lots of tools available out there which would tell you if a patch is missing. Please do not take that lightly. There was a Notepad++ breach, last month, and that was basically, and I know that lots of people use Notepad++, including me. So this was a vendor, and this came through a vendor. So again, please make sure that, you're subscribed to the news and making sure that someone has an eye on unpatched applications, because when we talk about patching, most people are like, yeah, the Windows patches, the OS patches. I'm talking about the application patches as well. Please ensure your applications are patched and up to date. Endpoint logging, I would say in this day and age, there should not be any system on your network without an EDR agent. The EDR is endpoint detect and response. I mean, back in the days, we used to call it antivirus. So there should be some sort of detection on your system for malicious activities and basically standard detection of malware based off hashes and things like that. Email protection is the key because that is the primary form of communication for everyone. So I would say that is the key there. And then the backup. So please make sure you're testing your backup. Please make sure you know who your backup provider is. Please make sure you know everything about it, not just assume that my backup is going to work. Make sure you know the difference between the differential, incremental, full backups, the cost associated with it, and how far can you go back. Right? These are the key items for everyone to know.